All right, so I looked into a couple different ways to try to create configurable products with your current simple products that you have in the back end of your site, and it's not really feasible because we're missing really the size, and the grit really isn't an attribute in the back end of Magento, so I'm not going to be able to do it that way. So I'll have to look into it a little bit more, but for now, I kind of looked into how we could do a product like this one here. So in this particular case, I created a product. And
the fourth industrial revolution is changing everything from retail to manufacturing to healthcare, and it's all enabled.
And what you'll see here is basically you add new, and then this comes up, and you'll have all the detailed information that you have to enter in as with the stars. So name, weight. Here's the category, so you can select whatever categories you want it to be in. Required is also short description as well as description. So I just copied and pasted this content from this site. So obviously we would want to recreate it. And then where you're going to want to add in additional information is the drop down portion. So for example, like the grit here, you'll want to come into customizable options, and I hit add option. I typed in grit, and then I selected drop down, and then I added each individual size or a grit level. So you can just hit add value. So I can do 400, and I can do 500, and I can do 600. And I can say this is actually negative $5. And I can say this is a negative $6 and a negative 10. So you can say the base price is whatever we put it up here as, so 20, and then you can adjust the prices based on fixed or percents. And then you can add in whatever SKU you want. And I don't think actually this is the way it works. So I think you actually have to add the whole SKU in. So it would be the fixed SKU, whatever you would have in there. And then we'd also have to add in images. So you just select what image you want to add in, and you can select that one, and then hit save, and then it automatically uploads like you have here. Hit save, and then whatever the URL is. So down here you can see here is the URL key. You can copy and paste that into the URL and add .html, and that's where the product will show up if you don't have it in a category. You can see here's the grit, and you can see here are the different amounts that I added in. So I added those other ones in there. Now you should see the negative numbers. So now it'll go down. And then secondly, you can see here also I did buy 3, buy 10. That is the same thing that they kind of have here in different packs. So with that, all you need to do is go into the advanced pricing section, and you can add that in there. So if you have customers, it doesn't look like you have wholesale or anything like that, you could add additional customer group detail information, and you could say, if you had a wholesale group, you could say for product level 1, you could say I want to have a discount of X, so you could say 10% for all those customers. So that's another way to add that in as well. Special pricing also works as well. This is one section where you can put something on sale, and you can put the pricing amount in that time period. When it comes to categories, you'll come into the main category section, and you'll see that this is the main root category for the site. So you have all 6,800 products in there underneath the main category. Okay. So what we'll do then is if you want to add something to the high level, you can add it, click on this and add subcategory, or if you wanted to add it underneath another one, so let's say standard belts. So we'll see that we have wide belts, belts for hand tools, grinding belts. We can just say test. So we're going to add a subcategory and we're going to call it test. And you can see it's enabled and included in the menu. And we can come down here and so you can add an image as well as descriptions. And then you can select what products are in that category as well. And you hit save, and you now see it underneath this section here. So you can move this anywhere you want. So you can say I want it to be above, you can go anywhere you want. So what we'd want to do is we'd want to set up all the categories and arrange these differently on the front end of the site. So now that it's saved, depending on, it doesn't really shows up here yet just because we still need to have it index. So one thing I don't like is I don't like how this is set up this way. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to show you how to make that change real quick. So I'm going to delete this one out. And we're going to go ahead and change this from, this is the standard menu system that's in this right now. We're going to go to menu type and we're going to say classic. And I'm going to do that for the one above as well. And what should change then is it's just a standard drop down. And it might take a little bit of time for it to reflect. So it looks a little bit smoother now. We can do multiple columns as well, but for now I think this is probably what we're going to want to end up having it look like. I'm still going to work on the front page and I will let you know. Obviously these are just new products because these are the ones I just added, so we'll want to make sure that it's designated for you adding what products you want on the front page. So I will set up a tutorial for that as well.